Good morning. Hi, Cassie. Hello, Sarah. Hi, Raul. Hi, Amy. Cassie's sorry I missed the channeling last night. Stupid open house. That's all right. It's already posted, so you can get on there. Last night was a little bit different. We didn't really do any channeling last night. It was mostly the guided meditation. So it was a good energy clearing. How's everybody feeling this morning? Hi, good morning. Hi, Denise. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Amy. Good morning, Michelle. Oops. Good morning. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Wanda. Wanda's super happy that it's Friday. Good morning, Tamika. Hi, Brittany. Hi, Yvonne. I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Hey, Cindy. Oh my goodness gracious. Woo. Good morning. Hey, Kate. Kate, how was your wedding? You got married on Monday, right? Good morning. Hi, Nikki. Good morning, Valerie. Hi, Jackie. I must have clicked go a little early this morning. It's only 10:02. I'm so glad. Congratulations, you guys. Tamika on TikTok says congratulations to you. Hi, Megan. All right, enjoy your honeymoon. Hi, Amanda. Good morning. I'm getting these cards shuffled for you. So tomorrow is officially the new moon. So the 27th is a new moon in Virgo. How are you guys feeling with this energy? How is new moon energy affecting you at this time? I feel like it's a mixed bag for a lot of people right now. Good morning, Valerie. Has anybody been having like, I don't know, I don't want to say intense necessarily, but like your dreams are a bit different all of a sudden? Um, Amanda says having a hard time getting energy. I'm feeling that. Like energy is hard to come by. Betty's also sleeping. Anna's super high energy. Denise says her energy level has improved. Anna says she can't shut her mouth, just talking nonstop. I kind of love that. Mander says, yes, my dreams are so vivid. Yes, the dreams are, they're different. I don't know. My words aren't really doing great this week for me, but they're different somehow. Different. Jackie says, I've been literally exhausted all week, napping constantly and exhausted. Oof. Wanda says, yes, weird dreams, waking up at 4 a.m. for no reason, then struggling to get out of bed. Amanda says, my dreams are always intense, though I connect through my dreams, so it's normal for me. What thunderstorm? I don't think I had a thunderstorm here. Let me just do this really quickly. Okay, we're okay. Whoops, sorry. Shit, what was I going to tell you? Oh, if you haven't done the ritual that happened last night, that's a good one to assist you with connecting in dream state and also clearing energy. We did a pretty long meditation. It was about 30 minutes or so, and connected with your void space, your creation space. And for a lot of people, that connected with a lot of spaces that they go to during astral and during their dreams. So you might want to try that and see how it goes for you. All right, Chris, take care. Oh, Rosa said there was crazy lightning and thunder last night around midnight. Interesting, because I live near you and I did not hear a blessed thing. I must have been passed out. I was really tired last night, though. Christine says, my dreams have been more colorful. Queen Mom says, I'm so depressed lately. I'm so sorry to hear that. Megan says, I've just been feeling more easily irritated and annoyed. I am as well, but I'm also, I know I'm in my PMS time right now, so I'm generally a little more like I have less bandwidth for people's stupid stuff, but I do find that I'm a little edgy right now. Good morning, Tiffany. Tiffany says strong emotional swings and intense dreams this week. Hmm. It's been a lot. It has been a lot. Cassie says yes. Oh my God, so agitated and irritable. Kay Reed Soprano says life logistics and admin are giving full Virgo vibes. Seeking to level up. Thank you so much for being here. I can definitely tell my energy level is low today. I've had some good moments this week where my energy was like seemed back up to normal for a little while, but today is not that day. Like I'm okay, but it's not I'm not at a high level today. Oh no. That sounds terrible, Tiffany. Yep. I should be getting mine any day, honestly. I hope soon because I'd like to just be done with it. Every month. Every month. I'm like, what? What is this? All right. Well, you know what? Let's get right into it. I'm not feeling strong exposition this morning. I think we're just going to get right to the cards and let them do the talking. Um, so if you're new, hi, Erin. If you're new to Coffee Magic, welcome. I'm Sarah. Oh my God. And we're going to do some sensory card pulls. So, how that works is I'm going to give you three things. You choose which of those three things are feeling most resonant with you this morning. And then I do three separate card pulls and give you your story for the day. Um, in addition to whatever your intention would be for these card pulls today, remember it is new moon in Virgo. So, if you would like a new moon message, just kind of set that intention for yourself. And we shall see what the cards do this morning. It should be interesting. All right, so for today, we're going to go with, ooh, we're going to go with birds again, actually. So, ready? So here's your three birds. You've got a blue jay, you've got a cardinal, and you've got, what is that kind of bird called? Chickadee. You've got a blue jay, a cardinal, or a chickadee. What are you feeling? If you're not familiar with the chickadee, they're those little fat little birds with the little black things on their heads. They're super cute. They're cute. So blue jay, cardinal, or chickadee. Ooh. And just go ahead and pop your selection in there. Blue jay, cardinal, or chickadee. And I'm pulling from This deck, it is the Wisdom of Avalon by Colette Baron Reed. All right, all three for you, Anna, and a cardinal for Richard. All right. Seeing lots of blue jay. I found another blue jay feather this morning. Blue jays have been up my tuchus lately. Like for the past month, I would say, solid month, nonstop blue jays. So let's see what that message is. That's the one I'll pick. Oh, I keep feeling like there's a hair on my face. Ah. It's gonna drive me crazy. All right. So you're choosing, if you're just joining us this morning, we're about to start sensory card pulls to get your message for this weekend, for this new moon in Virgo. Just go ahead and choose what feels most resonant with you, Blue Jay, Cardinal, or Chickadee. You can pick more than one, that's fine, but you know. I love the blue jay feathers. They're so beautiful. Every time, like, I was thinking about this. So I go for a walk on my property at least 2 times a day, and I call it my feather walk because I'm just looking for feathers. And I am always looking for feathers. I realize anytime that I'm out in any natural setting, I'm like looking for feathers. And I was thinking how many years of my life I wasn't like that. Like I didn't actually walk around looking for feathers. And like, why? Like, what a different way to like do life, to constantly be looking for feathers. Like, I think it's really magical because if you think about it, when you are taking a walk and you're like, oh, I'm looking for feathers, you're basically walking around looking for little signs, right? Like you're asking to connect with nature, you're asking to connect with miracles, you're asking to connect with magic. Um, I don't know, it's such a beautiful meditation to me. And I think of all of the things in life that have tried to tell me I shouldn't walk around looking for feathers, even from like my mom being like, "Oh my god, don't pick up that feather, it's so dirty." It's like I would never tell my kids not to pick up a feather, like never. But I find that now, like that I'm actually doing that, it kind of puts you in a space of constantly seeking and being open to miracles and being open to magic. So I love that. I'm always looking for dead things, bones, pretty rocks, feathers, bugs, like whatever I can find. I'm always looking. I'm always collecting something. So just wanted to tell you that. All right, if you're just joining, we're about to start with the card pulls. We're getting at it quicker this morning. Um, Blue Jay, Cardinal, Chickadee. Ooh, how cool is that? Oh my God, are you up in Herkimer, Jackie? I love it there. Yep, the locust shells. My dog brought me the head of a groundhog yesterday, and that was one that I decided I wasn't really going to keep, even though she was very insistent that I keep it. It was really gross, and she didn't rip the head off of a groundhog. I know that she didn't. She must have just found it in the woods and was like, "Mom will love it," and she put it like somewhere, and I saw it, and I was like, "I'm just gonna leave it there and like let nature handle that," because ew. And then I look out, and she's like, "Oh, here, I brought it to the front porch because clearly, you're too lazy to come get this head that I dropped you in the yard." So I had to take it far away because she was going to keep putting it on the porch until I acknowledged it. I also found a mole. It wasn't dead, and it's still alive, I think. But it was under my car. Like I moved my car, and there was just like mole there, and I was like, "What are you doing? Like I could have run you over." So I went to go. I don't know. I just like went to go grab it, and it bit me because it can't see, and I'm scary. But it didn't hurt that much, and so I shoved it into a box and put it into the woods so it wouldn't get eaten by my cat as quickly as it normally would. But it's been an interesting time with the animals. Hmm? And deer everywhere. Yeah. Good morning. All right, so we are going to start now. Blue jay, cardinal, chickadee. Drop your selection into the comments. Hi. What's your son's name, Madison? Good morning. I've had the armadillo attacking my front beds every night. An armadillo. Okay, that makes sense that it would be decapitated by an owl. Okay. All right, blue jay, cardinal, or chickadee. Good morning, Levi. Hello. Oh my God, he's a baby. All right, let's do this. Hi, Sarah. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so we're starting with blue jay. Are you ready? Really? I'm talking to Madison's baby. Hi, Levi. We're just gonna talk to you all morning. I wish I could see him. Mwah! Good morning. I love it. All right, my friends, it's time for the Blue Jay message. Are you ready? I was just checking to see if everyone said yes. Because I'm annoying like that. Okay, Amanda said yes. All right, you're ready. Again, you're choosing from Blue Jay, Cardinal, or Chickadee. Okay? Those are your choices. Okay. Okay. Truth, Bard, Lady of the Lake. I'll just take a do we need a moment of silence for this card because are you always getting this? Freddie, are you over there? Oh my goodness. All right, that makes me happy. This is Blue Jay, everybody. Freddie's in the house. All right, just a quick question. Here's the Bard again. Is this you? Like, have you been getting this card every single time? I can't. I know you have. Yep. Yep. Yeah, Magically Me says, if I get barred one more time, well, here it is for you. All right, let's see what it has to say. So we've got the Bard, the Truth, and the Lady of the Lake. All right. So yes, but I've pulled it for you guys almost every time. Yeah. Yes. So let's talk about it. So the Bard, let's just go straight for the meat of this message. Um, every time this comes up, right? It's like, hey, time to tell your story. Time to tell your story. And it's been coming up over and over again because it's time to tell your story. Now, what does that mean? The truth card is coming in because here's the thing that actually, oof. All right. So the truth card is coming in very seriously with the Bard card for a reason. You may have been, and this is not like, I mean, it is calling you out, but I don't mean this in an attacky way. There's a strong possibility that the story you've been telling is not necessarily your true story. That could mean a million different things, but basically, at its core, it means that misalignment has led you to create a story that isn't really you, that doesn't really reflect who you are, and that kind of gives a false energy that you've been living within. And that has started to kind of crumble around you. It's not supporting you anymore, and it's becoming harder and harder to keep it up. It's harder and harder to stay in this story that you've created for yourself that no longer feels true. And I think it's important to note that just because the story doesn't feel true now doesn't mean it wasn't true before. We're not going back in time and being like, oops, we made a mistake. That's a waste of our time. But what we are doing is just like taking a pause right now and saying, all right, what's my true story? And here's the amazing thing about this. You get to decide what that is now, just like you decided before. You may not have felt that you had conscious control over anything, but now you understand how this energy works, right? So you can start to tell your story the way it actually feels aligned with you and watch how things unfold. The Lady of the Lake is here because this is gatekeep energy. Do all of you know the story of the Lady of Lake? Are you familiar with Avalon and Arthurian legend? If not, I'll just quick recap you. The Lady of the Lake is the only one who can part the mists between the lands of man and the island of Avalon, which exists beyond the reach of man. Okay? So in order for a person to go from the Isles of Man, right, to the regular world, into Avalon, they have to be taken there on a boat, and the Lady of the Lake has to part the mists. That's the only way you can get in there. Now, if you think about it, that's an awful lot of responsibility for one person, right? But that one person is you. Avalon is your inner sanctum, is your precious energy. And the Isles of Man is everybody else, right? So you have to decide who gets to come in and who doesn't. And be okay with the fact that you will be invisible to those who are not worthy of being invited in. And you are making that decision. And it's important to note that just because somebody wants in doesn't mean that they get to come in. Do you see what I'm saying? Just because somebody says, yes, I'd like to be there, doesn't mean that they get to be there. That is a determination for you to make. And this connects to all of this because your ability to hold your own personal boundaries is going to be integral in the shaping of what your new story is. Okay? So that is your Blue Jay message. And I'm going to have to think about that one for myself as per usual. Enjoy. If you're just joining us, we are in the card pulls. Blue Jay, Cardinal, Chickadee. Shit, that was really hot. Okay. All right, next one is Cardinal. You ready? Whew. Okay, well, that's clearly a card that's going to be here. Yes, Cardinal and Blue Jay. I mean, Cardinal and Chickadee. Sorry, thank you, Madison. Did I just hit the nail on the nail? I'm like a quarter way through my coffee. I don't know, it's really hot this morning. My coffee's very hot this morning, which I like it that way, but okay. This one again. All right. So this is your cardinal message. All right. Ready? Cardinal. Okay. All right. So we have the deer, which is not shocking. The deer has been coming up lately all the time. So here's your deer. Do you remember the deer message from last time? What day was that? Monday? Was it Monday? No. Oh, we didn't do coffee and magic on Monday, but we did coffee and magic on Wednesday in the coffee and coaching group. And this came out and it was wild. And we'll see if this comes out the same way again. I don't know yet. So, deer, fire fairy, disruption. So, my cardinal friends, here's the name of the game for you right now, and this is probably irritating you, but there is like this. It's it's almost like it feels like every time you think, "Oh, I got this." Something comes in and just interrupts everything. And it's like you can't get a goddamn break. It's like disruption after disruption after disruption. And the thing that's happening with this energy is like you're not wrong. That is what's happening. Now what we need to work on is what our perception of what's happening is. Okay? So the disruption is annoying. This is not annoying. This is super annoying. It is interrupting you. It is causing a pause in flow, and it's frustrating because it makes you feel like you can't gain any headway, right? It might even be something that just keeps benching you. Like every time you try to do something, you're just like, now I can't do it. Either like just fall into a coma of a nap, or like you just something happens and you can't make it. Like I don't know, but lots of disruptions lately. And while that is very frustrating, it's time to look at the disruptions for what they're actually trying to tell you right now and trying to help you with. Because, and this is for me too, so I'm going to try to pay attention to what I'm saying. But the disruptions are not there to actually cause you trouble. They're actually working the energy. We perceive a disruption emotionally, even when it's just energetic, because it triggers us emotionally, because we have attachment to outcomes, to plans, to even to like the order in which things happen in a day. Like we have emotional attachment to these things and sometimes anxiety, right? So when the disruption comes, we have an emotional reaction to that, but the disruption is actually more of an energetic thing and isn't really here to connect emotionally with all of the other things. It's actually, there's an energy happening for you that is working on the, almost like it's, imagine you have like this piece of wood that has a bunch of like bumps and craters and stuff on it. This energy is coming through to kind of level it out and sand it down, right? But as it's doing that, it's really disrupting all the stuff you have going on along your bumpy parts, right? And so understand that the disruptions are actually a sign right now that things are being smoothed out. The trick for you is going to be to like keep your knees loose, right? And just move with the flow and trust that if like your plans get canceled, if things don't turn out during the day like you think they need to be turning out, especially during Virgo season. Especially if you are an earth sign and you have a lot of Virgo energy and you're like being on time is incredibly important. Sticking by your word. If you say you're going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be there. Like if you are one of those people, this is hard for you because your body might even be benching you and saying like you made these plans but you can't. Just try to listen, because this is actually doing something big that actually is not trying to be at all connected to your emotional response to it. So just try to see it a little bit differently and that might help you. Now we have the deer and the fire fairy here as well, and the deer is here. What is this deer saying today? Okay, this deer has a story with it. So, there's a lot of young deer out right now because there's babies and the babies are getting older. And I saw a deer the other day that was like a teenager deer. It still had its spots a little bit, but was not a baby, right? So, like that in between stage. And this deer just like bounded out of nowhere and just like jumped into the middle of the road and was just like so awkward and silly, but also full of like piss and vinegar at the same time. Like just totally like not present to the danger that he was putting himself into. And that's the energy coming through with this card. It's like you've been on a new journey, you're brand new. And there is that feeling, that like energy you have with you, that you're new at something and you don't know how to navigate the terrain quite so well yet. So you're a little awkward. And it's just a reminder that that's okay. That's part of the process. Just don't rush yourself through your adolescence, so to speak, right? Enjoy it, because this is a stage and it's going to pass really really quickly, but you are moving from like the beginning of something into like kind of getting your feet, your legs a little bit steadier with it. Okay, Now you have the fire fairy. And this one is all about like creative action. And you may actually be feeling that you don't have a whole lot of creative action right now and that you feel like you're being kind of benched on that as well. Just remember, things are so different energetically now that even though you may feel like your creative flow isn't working the way it usually does, it's possible that it's working even better. So just kind of stick with what you're doing. Don't push yourself, don't jump ahead of yourself, but know that like that creative energy is coming. Okay? It's here, it's present, and it's going to keep building and building and building. That is your cardinal message for today. All right, last one is Chickadee. I'm interested to know what Chickadee has to say because I don't think I've ever chosen that bird for sensory card pulls before, but it's such a cute little bird. I don't even know what Chickadee symbolizes. Do any of you? Do you know what Chickadee symbolizes? Let's see here. Let me shuffle these good. My professional shuffling methods. All right. Oh yes, Coffee and Magic Live. Was that last Saturday? It was great. It was actually really great. So many of you guys who are local and somewhat local showed up in person, and I got to just basically spend a morning doing this, but in person. It was a little weird at first because instead of me like staring at myself, there were people staring at me, and I was like, "Oh, are you going to be looking at me the whole time?" But then we went right into it. It was super fun. Thank you for asking, Andrew. All right, chickadee friends. Chickadee friends. You've got quite the lineup. Quite the lineup. Okay. All right. So here we go. Partnership. Risk. Restriction. Cool. Let's talk about it. Oof, man. I'm just going to ask a question first. How many of you are currently in a relationship or like in a relationship with somebody, does not actually have to be romantic, but just come with me here. In a relationship with somebody, it could be a new relationship or it doesn't even have to be new, but whatever. You're in a relationship with somebody, and at this exact moment in time, you are not feeling quite yourself, and you you're wondering if this is where you need to be and what you want to be in. Is anybody having that right now? Is anybody feeling that way where like you're in a relationship and you find yourself kind of questioning like, is this really what I want? Like, is this what I thought that it is to be? Mm. Oh, okay then. I've got quite a few, huh? All right. So if you didn't pick chickadee, but you answered yes to that question, you picked chickadee too. Okay. This one's for you. Here's the thing. Let's see if we can get some good answers about this one because this shit's tough. Here's the thing. There is a energetic changing of the guard happening right now, and basically a fundamental restructuring of what we understand as relationships. And if you've ever watched any of those shows, like the marriage shows, where like the matchmaker type shows, if you've ever watched any of them, you will notice that everybody's goal in life is to find a partner, right? To get married. I have to get married. If you watch those shows, you'll see people who have an amazing career, amazing friends, robust social life, own their own home. And they're like, but my life isn't complete because I'm not married. I don't have that person to share it with. And what's happening now is a re-understanding, a completely different understanding of what we actually want relationships for. Like, what's the purpose? Um, and with so many people realizing that they don't need a relationship to be safe in the world and to be able to like have a home and like whatever, like all of those different things, that you're kind of looking at relationships differently and for different purposes. So if you've been feeling that in your partnership where you're like, oh, I don't know, like I don't know anymore, like because I don't understand why, like I don't understand what I'm doing, that's okay. Here are these two cards, risk and restriction. And what you're being asked to look at here is the concept that you don't have to make a choice that's perfect for the rest of your life. That you're allowed to try things and then be like, oh, nope, this doesn't work for me anymore. You can take risks. In fact, it's encouraged. Risks are actually just action points, right? They're action points that go out of your comfort zone, which means they're new adventures. So if you think of a risk, less of a risk, but more of a new adventure, that's going to help you reframe this, right? And we talked about this maybe sometime recently because I remember saying it, but you don't lose by loving somebody. You don't lose ever by loving somebody. That if you think that you do, then that means your perception is that there's a finite amount of love that you have to give and love that you can receive from anyone. And in the energetic perspective, that's not how the energy of love works. It's something that exponentially builds on itself, right? So even when people say, like, oh, I got my heart broken, I can never love again, that's drama, right? That's just drama and hyperbole, and it's a moment in time, and it's literally never true because what always happens? You love again, right? I mean, most people do. So just remember that if you're feeling that like really weird, wobbly like sensation right now in a relationship, and you're just like, I don't know, um, you don't have to know, right? You can just take a risk. You can go with your heart. And also, please communicate using words. Now, you have one more card here, and that's the restriction card. This is actually less related to that relationship part of this that we were talking about, and more related to the way that you navigate life, generally speaking. In the past, your restrictions have made you feel safe. So, restrictions were actually important for you. Some restrictions were handed down from your family, some restrictions were learned through experiences, and some restrictions were given to you by society. Okay. So, you have a lot. We all have a lot of restrictions, and these restrictions create a room that we live within. And sometimes that room is very small, sometimes it's very big, sometimes it has windows to look out, sometimes it has doors, sometimes it is a fucking padded room. I don't know how your restricting situation works, but we all have them. This card is here to remind you that you no longer have to live within that restriction box that you've always lived in. And that is not the only way that you can feel safe. This is an old way of doing things. It's an old way of working with energy. And just like that, the Blue Jay card was saying about telling your own story from the perspective of your truth now, it's time to build your own world from the perspective of your truth now, not based off of restrictions from the past and restrictions that were handed to you that you may or may not have consciously even known were given to you. So there's a lot of like flow sticking energy in the chickadee pole here, and it's all about perspective and perception of that and how you can change all of it, and that the risk is actually an adventure. Okay, so that is your chickadee card pull for this morning. Did that resonate for you guys? Does it bother you when I do that? Is it gross? Do you have misophonia? I don't know how to drink it any other way because it's so hot. Okay, it resonated for Jackie. Andrew says, "Gee, I'm glad I picked blue cheese." Well, you win some, you lose some. That's funny. All right, my friends. All right, so reminder, if you haven't already watched the ritual from last night, it's already posted. If you bought a ticket, it's been emailed to you. The recording was emailed to you. Um, it was a little bit different of a ritual last night, so I definitely recommend you go check it out because there's about a 30-minute meditation in there that's very energy clearing and soothing and will probably help you prepare for this new moon tomorrow. Okay. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here with me this morning. I will be back on Monday at 8:30 a.m. for some more coffee and magic, and I'll see you then. Okay. Love you. Me not knowing how to end my own live streams. Okay, there we go.